Speaker for today, Sekapets,
Good job.
life coach. And I want to just tell you a little bit, Sherry. Let's see. Okay. Sherry lives here in the park. She's one of us. She's been in our park for 3 years. She has 3 children that she brought into the world and 3 bonus children that she loves as though she did. And this is one of them. Welcome.
Thank you.
Child. Me to 4 beautiful grandchildren. 14, what did I say?
4.
Oh, 14 beautiful grandchildren. She's involved in many activities here and loves this place as home. She likes to play football, volunteers at church and missions, and she recently went to Guatemala on a mission trip. She loves natural health and has been involved in Bible studies and other ministries for many years. When she's not here, she lives in Iowa close to her 3 siblings, 2 of her children and grandchildren. She loves Jesus and wants the world to know the freedom he offers, and she's a certified life coach. I'd like to introduce my friend, yours, Sherry Sekapets. Welcome, Sherry. You have the podium.
Where do you live in the park?
Crepe Myrtle number 9. Thanks so much for having me. Now, I don't know if you've all heard of a life coach before. So if you're unfamiliar with what that is, a life coach, as opposed to a counselor deals with your past and how you get through all of those things that you've gone through in your life. A life coach deals with who you are today and your future self, how to manage your thoughts, things you can control, the things you can't control, your emotions, your relationships, and how to live your life to the fullest by managing your thoughts and not letting your thoughts manage you, no matter what your circumstances are going on around you. And learning how to take care of the one that has your name. So a few years ago, I was in the park. Around this time of year, the rummage sales were going on. There was a lot of activity happening in the park. It was a beautiful day. I was sitting in my trailer on my recliner, listening to people laughing and a lot of activity going on in the park. The birds were chirping. It was just a beautiful day. I wanted to be out there enjoying the park and all of the activities like everybody else, but I was inside feeling very discouraged and very defeated. And as I sat there wanting to be happy and feel good and enjoying all the fun that was going on outside, I felt so weighed down by so many things, so many thoughts and so many feelings, like I was wearing a bunch of weights around my neck. Weights like not enough. Who's worn that one? Anybody? Failure? Too short. Some of you have no business even thinking about that one. Neglected. Anybody? Too much? Anybody ever been told they're too much? Too sensitive. How about that one? Yeah, I'm a crybaby. I cried as soon as you said. Okay. Rejected. Anybody ever been rejected? Felt rejected? Unloved? Anybody ever feel unloved? Ashamed. Do we carry around shame? Do we wear all these things? Undesirable? Too broken?
Oh. Wow.
Unworthy. These are all things that maybe some of you have worn some of them. Maybe you're all good. But often in our life, we're given these labels. Sometimes ourselves. Sometimes we give them to ourselves, and sometimes we get them from other people. As I sat there that day, feeling very heavy, if I put weights on these with how they feel, my neck would fall off. So I heard about God's voice say to me as I was sitting there, "You're my daughter, and I love you. I did not make you for this. I made you for more, and you are disrespecting my child by allowing yourself to be treated like this." I don't always hear God's voice, but that day I did. And I know many people struggle with hearing that, so this isn't to discourage anyone, but I know that he knew what I needed to hear, and he speaks differently at different times in our life. But this is how I heard him, and he knew that that's the way I was going to hear from him that day. I have found myself in several very unhealthy relationships, men, women, friendships over my lifetime, and I've chosen similar people each time I have gotten into a relationship. I have put all of these necklaces on. Like I said, sometimes by things that I've said to myself, by comparing myself, or sometimes what other people have said. I didn't ever question them. I just took them. Someone said it, I took it, and I put it on as if it was true. Then I lived my life every single day as though these were true. How many of you live with labels, right? Have we all? I mean, sometimes we question ourselves, we question our worth, we question our value at some point in our lives. We compare ourselves to other people and we think, wow, they really have it together. They've got it all. But we really don't know, do we? But we can compare ourselves and think someone else has so much more than we do and that they've got their life put together, but they may not. But maybe you don't question your worth. Maybe you question your decisions. Maybe you question, gosh, what if I make the wrong decision? And then you're just stuck. Or you have relationship issues or issues with your emotions. And then you're just stuck and you don't know what to do and you can't do anything. You're just stuck. What if I told you that there really aren't wrong decisions? What if I told you that if you know who you are and how God made you, you can trust the things that you decide, right? I'm his daughter first. You're his daughter first. He loves you. He loves me. I stood up from the recliner that day and made a decision to do something for me, to protect the daughter of the king, to protect the one who has my name, the one who God gave me to take care of me. And you know what? It's no one else's job to take care of you. It's yours. And sometimes we hand that over to somebody else like it's theirs, right? And we let them tell us who we are. It's my job to take care of me. How does that make you feel knowing that we've handed the keys to our life over to other people? It's kind of sad, isn't it? But doesn't it to know that you get to take that control for yourself? How does that make you feel? Does that make you feel powerful? I want to read a story about a woman at the well. And some of you may be familiar with this story, but it's from John 4:7. Jesus was very tired, and it was the middle of the day. It was hot, and the disciples went off to go find some food. And he was tired, so he went and sat by a well. So he was sitting there, and soon a Samaritan woman came to draw water. And Jesus said to her, "Please give me a drink." He was alone at the time because his disciples had gone to the village to buy some food. The woman was surprised, for Jews refused to have anything to do with Samaritans. She said to Jesus, "You are a Jew and I am a Samaritan woman. Why are you asking me for a drink?" Jesus replied, "If you only knew the gift God has for you and who you are speaking to, you would ask me and I would give you living water. But sir, you don't have a rope for a bucket," she said, "and this well is very deep. Where would you get this living water? And besides, do you think you're greater than our ancestor Jacob, who gave us this well? How can you offer better water than he and his sons and his animals enjoyed?" Jesus replied, "Anyone who drinks this water will soon become thirsty again. But those who drink the water I give will never be thirsty again. It becomes a fresh, bubbling spring within them, giving them eternal life." "Please, sir," the woman said, "give me this water. Then I'll never be thirsty again, and I won't have to come here to get water." "Go and get your husband," Jesus told her. "I don't have a husband," the woman replied. Jesus said, "You're right. You don't have a husband, for you have had 5 husbands, and you aren't even married to the man you're living with now. You certainly spoke the truth." "Sir," the woman said, "you must be a prophet." Let's skip down. So the woman left after the disciples came back, and they wondered why he was talking to a woman. The woman left her water jar beside the well and ran back to the village, telling everyone, "Come and see a man who told me everything I ever did." Could he possibly be the Messiah? So the people came streaming from the village to see him. So the woman came to the well in the middle of the day. That's not when women came to the well. They went to the well in the morning when it was cool. And they had a big, heavy jar to fill with water. She came in the middle of the day. She'd been married 5 times. Do you think that she probably had some thoughts about what people thought about her? Do you think that she believed people had labeled her? But she came in the middle of the day and she filled her jar when she met Jesus. And he knew her story. He knew she'd been married 5 times and wasn't married to the man she was living with. She went to the well in the middle of the day to avoid all the judging eyes. She was alone in her guilt and shame. When Jesus told her who she was, she just had to tell the people about him. So she left to tell them. But you know what she left behind? She left the jar. She left the heavy jar, the heavy burdens, and ran to go tell these people that she was afraid of, that she avoided, who he said she was. She was forgiven. She was chosen. She was loved. She was worthy. She'd been living under the weight and shame of who she thought others saw her as and who she might have seen herself as, and avoided them and lived a secluded life. But Jesus saw her and he saw her potential. He saw the way she was meant to be, the image of who she was made in. And you know what? He sees you too. He sees me. If he wouldn't have known her story, do you think she would have admitted it? Would you? What kind of secrets do we hold? What do we hide from people? What masks do we wear? And then when we're wearing a mask and we're pretending to be someone that we're not, are we living full? Can we live a full life if we're being someone that we really aren't? God made us. I mean, he made us on purpose exactly as we are, but we often live with a mask on, with all of these that we heap onto ourselves. I wore these necklaces, especially this one, since I've been a child. I didn't ever question it. I just believed it. I see where it came from, but I started wearing them such a long time ago. I didn't ever think people would like me. If I had any friends, I thought I was privileged that they chose to be my friend. When you have a belief about yourself, no matter what anyone tells you, it's like putting on a pair of tinted glasses. And Connie here is wearing a pair of tinted glasses. Her glasses are green. Connie, what does everything look like in the room right now?
They all look green.
Yeah, it's green. Wearing masks and wearing all of these is like wearing a pair of green glasses. What color is everything? It's green, right? Can we really see what's happening around us if we can't see? That's the same with our thoughts. What I think drives what I feel. What I feel drives what I do, and what I do drives what I get. This is all what life coaching is all about. If we can challenge our thoughts, we can think something different. We can have a different life, right? So if I believe I'm unworthy, no matter what someone says to me or does, I will sift through those actions and those words until I can find that little nugget that says, they're right. It's true. I am not enough. I am unworthy. And that belief led me to make a lot of bad decisions in my life and choose people that made me feel comfortable. Isn't that crazy? How many of us do that? What thought is that for you? Should think about that one for a second. Are you thinking of some? Thinking of some thoughts that keep you stuck? Now, what if we could learn to take off of those glasses and question our thoughts, change our thoughts? That would change what we get. That would change how we feel. Wouldn't it be great if I get to decide what my life is going to look like and how much peace and joy I get to have in my life? Do you know what? That's exactly what your life is supposed to be like. It's exactly possible. When I choose my own thoughts, I choose my own emotions, and from there, I get to determine the direction of my life, which is what God intended in the first place. I'm just taking back what I too freely gave away. How many of you have given those places away in your life to other people's thoughts? We give our thoughts, especially these negative ones, way too much power. and let them control our present and our future, but we can take it back. Just because words are spoken doesn't mean I have to pluck them out of the sky and put them on. So here's where I took my life back. As an adult who has decided to question my thoughts and think, why would I believe something without questioning it? Isn't it sad to think we so easily grab onto that? You know, the enemy wants us to question who we are. What was the first thing he did in the garden? Doubt. He brought doubt. Did God really say? He twisted what God said. If we are created in God's image and he is perfect, why do we believe the lies that say I'm not enough, or I'm unworthy, or I'm too this or too that? When God literally knit you together perfectly in your mother's womb. So we are left to question the real deceiver. So this is what we need to do with all of these thoughts. We need to question them. We need to challenge them. Is it true that I'm unworthy? Is it? If I'm perfectly and wonderfully made, has anyone ever felt that way? And when you look out and you see that, do you think you're the only one in the room that is unworthy? They look around and go, I don't see any one of you that I believe is unworthy, but I sure thought I was. What makes me so special that I'm the only one in the room that deserves to sit in that corner and be unworthy and wear this necklace? But we don't challenge that. We don't ask it. Am I too broken? God's a restorer of broken things, right? So all of these we can question and we can say, is it true? Does it serve me to believe it? And what does God say about it? Sometimes it's hard to challenge our thoughts and we might need help. I sure did. I hired myself a life coach and it changed my life. I learned that I could take back my life, have more joy and hope and peace by challenging all these things I believed and heard for so many years of my life. If I had only discovered this many years ago when I was living in a very mentally destructive environment, I could have learned how to love myself, grow, and live in the midst of the crazy. Like me, many of you might be living in a place where escaping your negative thoughts and feelings has felt really hard. It has you feeling stuck, and joy and peace seem very elusive. It doesn't have to be like that. I would love to support you and share tools with you that will allow you to manage your thoughts in a new way so you can live your best life no matter what life is throwing at you. People like you are exactly why I wanted to get my life coaching certification, because it helped me. And I want to help other people live the life that they were meant to live. God is redeemer and restorer of lost and broken things. And I know he wants me to pay it forward and help other people. I'm here to share what has worked for me and encourage you every step of the way. Remember that Jesus left the 99 to go find the one sheep. You're that one sheep. You're worth rescuing. Your one life is worth living with joy and peace and hope. Has anyone ever given you a gift and you left it on the table and never opened it? That would be silly, wouldn't it? Jesus said, my peace I leave you, my peace I give you, not as the world gives, I give it to you. He offers us peace. But sometimes we leave it sitting on the table and we don't claim it as ours. It's already ours. It's ours to open. It's ours to accept. So anyone that is interested in seeing what this is all about, I have an offer to let you see what it's like. Anyone can get a free half-hour coaching call with me, just to, if you're stuck in a thought or stuck with something, I'm offering that, so you can fill that out. On your tables, also, you will find some butterflies with some new labels for some of you, and maybe they already claimed labels for some of you. They are in the shape of a butterfly. As a caterpillar creates a chrysalis and transforms within the cocoon before emerging into a beautiful butterfly, we too are transforming every day. 2 Corinthians 10:5, which is the scripture that I have for my business. My business is called Think Better, Live Free. But it states that we are to hold every thought captive unto Christ. And what is Christ? He's truth, right? So we are to hold up our thoughts to scripture and what is true. Do not be conformed by the world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. And Jesus also said, I came that they might have life and have it abundantly. If you're not living life abundantly in joy and peace and hope, I can help you get there. and we can shift our thoughts together. Thank you.
Great. Do any of you have any questions to ask her that have come to mind?
It was wonderful.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for letting me speak.
Okay, moving along.